Apologies for another extreme close-up. We are now on page 23. And this is going to be two methods for finding the area of a trapezoid. So this on the left side is going to be method 1. And on the other side will obviously be method 2. All right. Now, this is a little crazy. And I'm using a ruler so you can see that I'm not just making up random numbers because it's a lot of numbers. Okay, but remember, trapezoids, the rule is that they have exactly one pair of parallel sides. And it's exactly one because like a rectangle, you could say that has one pair, but it has more than one pair. So we want exactly one pair of parallel sides, which means the other set of sides are not parallel. Duh. All right, so let's, if you don't have a ruler, you don't need one. I mean, you can just eyeball this, but I wanted to use a ruler for your benefit. So let's say I'm going to make this 12 centimeters for this side, and I'll make this, I'm going to center this as best as I can and say this is 10 centimeters. Okay, and then I'm going to connect these. I'm going to label that real quick. 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters. All right. If we're looking at how to find the area of this figure, one thing we can do is we can decompose this into several separate figures. So the word decompose, yes, it makes us think of like mushrooms and zombies. Compose means to put together, like someone puts together a piece of music or they create a piece of music. Bleh, I can't talk. So decompose is the opposite of putting together. So it's breaking apart, or it's the opposite of creating, it's destroying. So decompose means to take this figure and to break it down into smaller figures, kind of like if something is decomposing in the forest, it's breaking down into smaller pieces. So we are going to break this down into a rectangle. I'm going to do my best. Remember that a rectangle is a figure with 4 right angles. So I need to make sure that I draw this here at a right angle. Okay, so now I have a rectangle right here and a triangle over here. We'll call that triangle A. And I have a triangle over here. We'll call that triangle B. Sometimes these triangles will be the same, but not always. And it looks like they're slightly different, so we'll have to take that into account. Okay, we know how to find the area of all of these shapes. So first of all, let me measure that the height of my trapezoid is 5 centimeters, because the height, right, is whatever's at a 90-degree angle to the base. So even if I wasn't going to use this method of decomposing it, I still would need to draw in a base somewhere, because I need a line that goes at a 90-degree angle from the base to be my height. And my height is 5 centimeters. So let's start with the easy one. If we take the area of the rectangle, we know the area of a rectangle is base times height. In this case, and be careful here, the base is not 12 centimeters because 12 centimeters is a little too long. The base of my rectangle is just the part between the two triangles. Another way to think about it is it's this top length, right? Because a rectangle has equal side lengths across from each other. So the top right here, this tells me that the base of my rectangle is 10 centimeters times the height of my rectangle is 5 centimeters. 10 times 5 equals 50 centimeters squared. Okay, so I know so far that this, I wish I had a crayon or a colored pencil. Hold on. Okay, so I know so far that this middle part, the rectangle part, has an area of 50 centimeters squared. And I'm going to shade it in so that we know it's been taken care of, right? Right here. Okay, let's look now at triangle A, right here. Triangle A, okay? Triangle A has a base of 1 centimeter and a height of, we still have this, 5 centimeters. And we know that the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height, or base times height divided by 2. So if I have 1/2 times the base is 1 times the height is 5, 1/2 of 1 is half. Half times 5 is 2.5. Or 5 halves, which would equal 2.5. Okay, 2.5 centimeters squared. So now I've found, that height. Or now I found that area, sorry, not to be confusing. Okay, and then for my last piece, I need to find the area of triangle B, which is on the other side. And it looks like triangle B also has a base of 1 centimeter. It has a height of 5 centimeters, just same as the line over there. So the area of triangle B is going to end up being the same as the area of triangle A because they both had the same base and they had the same height. So this is 2.5 centimeters squared, and we can say that we've taken care of this piece. Okay? Oops, I forgot to color in these shapes. So my area of my trapezoid then is what happens when I combine all three of these. 50 plus 2.5 plus 2.5, which equals 45 square centimeters. So in other words, one way to find the area of a trapezoid is to decompose that trapezoid into a rectangle and 2 triangles. Or if it's a weird trapezoid like that, you'd have a rectangle and 1 triangle. To find the area of those figures separately and to put them together. This option is more steps, but the bonus is you don't have to learn any new formulas. So there is way 1.